for me, for example, as a transgender person, I have the experience of literally not being believed about the basic aspects of who I am. What is my name? What is the pronoun you should use to refer to me? What is my quote-unquote true sex? Does it matter? When I'm telling my story in a conversation with a provider, I am exposing myself to the type of judgment and the type of lack of belief in who I am, what I know about myself, that if we don't manage it properly, that entire relationship goes up in smoke. I cannot tell you how many relationships with providers I have lost because I don't trust the provider, and the provider shows by all kinds of ways, both macro and micro, whether the electronic medical record doesn't have information that truly captures who I am, what my body looks like, and what types of screenings, for example, I might need. Or whether it's things like people talking to me and refusing to use the correct pronoun, he, him, in case there's any question, right? These are the types of things that many of us take for granted when we go into a doctor's office. But that question of how to work with a provider as a patient is something that many of us have had to learn from the very beginning, the very first time we enter a doctor's office and try to explain who we are and this is what we need. And figuring out how to make sure that the provider is hearing us and trusting us is a complicated task. And all too often it is put solely on the patient's shoulders. And that's why I'm so excited that we're having this conversation today, because for me, a huge part of this conversation is about providers understanding their role and not just looking at patients' identities as something to be managed or overlooked or, well, I don't really mind that you're transgender. I mean, I treat everybody the same. That's nice, but also we're not the same. There are all kinds of reasons that each of us is an individual and that we need that provider to believe us when we are telling them who we are and what we need, whether it's our experience with race or ethnicity, whether it's the language that we speak at home, whether it's our experience with a disability, whether it's our gender identity, our sexual orientation, any of these aspects of who we are that shape our experiences. And we need providers to believe us when we say, this is our truth.